So Kevin Costner has dropped an absolute bombshell on a certain Aquaman starlet, leading not only to a spicy disclosure, but also to a petition that not only talks about Kevin Costner calling them out, but look at those numbers right there. Since December 31st, so we're talking about 6 days here, it's picked up 1.8 million signatures and counting. Now you and I, we're going to talk about what's there in just a moment, but really drink this in right here. The media, they have chosen to outright ignore this topic. Look at Kevin Costner as a search term. You'll notice nothing hits whatsoever. Nothing about that certain Aquaman starlet. Nothing about almost 2 million signatures. And when you consider that's like the media ignoring a top 5 U.S. city when it comes to population, yeah, that really gets the old noggin jogging, doesn't it? Now, what's astounding about this Kevin Costner bombshell is the fact that we've seen his name brought up too. It was brought up in UK 2020, along with the likes of James Franco, you remember that elevator footage, and so much more. And we'll discuss that in a minute. You and I, we're going to talk about that today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Oh man, things, they just get more interesting by the day. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. I hope you are doing excellently. And as far as this information is concerned, this is what's going to cause that petition, by the way. Now, just to note, when we go through the statement itself, you'll notice that there are no names attached to it. But that's okay, because at the bottom of the list, you have this. You have B-list actress. And well, that lists that certain Aquaman starlet. At the time, there will be a discussion about a boyfriend. That boyfriend is going to be none other than JD, the co-star, or the person that they're talking about making these claims. That's going to be Kevin Costner. And the movie that they're talking about here, this is going to be 3 Days to Kill. Now, as far as Kevin Costner wrecking that certain Aquaman starlet is concerned, it takes place at a movie wrap. So we know the date of this would be around 2014. This is going to take place supposedly right in front of 10 people. And yeah, I mean, when you look through this, we'll talk about it as we go. So when you broke up with him for a day or two, though, it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, though, didn't it? Starts out really spicy. By the way, just to note this, none of these words are mine. I'm just reading over that, just clarifying that before we get started. Quote, the Worst Person of the Day award goes to this B-list mostly movie actress who is all about being famous no matter who she has to sleep with. Now, isn't it fascinating that back when you had news sites, bloggers, and on treating this like it was an open Hollywood secret? You know, one of those things that everybody knows, but they just don't talk about. JD, though, he brought it up in his court filings in UK 2020, and yeah, somehow in some way that made him an absolute monster. Continuing. Right now, she kind of hit the jackpot with that, is not shy about dropping his name, again, talking about JD's name here, when things don't go her way. Now, let me ask you this. From 2014 to 2022, has that really changed? I mean, isn't she still bringing up his name? I mean, sure, the context has changed, but anytime she has a problem with her career, anytime she needs the media to spotlight her, she'll just bring up charitable donations, or she'll just bring up something that she alleges, and presto manifesto, you have a Dan Wooten at her side, or you have a Warner Brothers taking up for her. I mean, that's been pretty much her go-to, again, for almost a decade now. So continuing, and this is spicy here. So last night, she was at an after party for her latest movie and was talking to her co-star. Obviously, they're talking about Kevin Costner here, who used to be a really big shot and is having a comeback year. At one point, our actress was talking about her boyfriend, and Kevin Costner, he replies in the conversation here. When you broke up with him for a day or two, though, It didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, though, did it? Right in front of 10 people, he said this. Now, what's absolutely astounding about this bombshell and what truly wrecks that certain person here is that in UK 2020, we saw all of these names come up. That includes, of course, Kevin Costner, Eddie Redmayne, James Franco, Liam Hemsworth, Channing Tatum, Billy Bob Thornton, female stars, and on. That nameless person brings them all up, says that JD, he would go out, he would get himself copies of scripts, he wouldn't ask for it, he would review him himself, and he would come up with these scenarios that no one else would. No one else except apparently people that were talking about this and have been talking about this stuff for years. Again, like it's an open Hollywood secret. Now, as far as that wrecking process is concerned, it isn't just the comment that Kevin Costner allegedly made that wrecks that certain Aquaman starlet, nor is it all of those tie-ins that you see to the UK 2020 trial, although that stuff, it is amazing when you go back and you start putting in the details, but it's also how people react to this information when it comes out and react, oh, they certainly did. See, this information, it breaks on Twitter around December the 30th. You see a groundswell of it, groundswell of support, and then on December 31st, that's a holiday, by the way. A lot of people, they're not around social media, but still, somebody decides they're going to put it on change.org on December 31st. Kevin Costner, he calls out that certain Aquaman starlet, and right now, talking about January the 5th, when I'm putting this together, so 6 days in, you already have, drink this in, and again, this number has probably gone up, but you have 1,869,578 signatures and counting. That is absolutely crazy. Now, like I was saying before, what astounds me about numbers like that is that the media, corporations, Hollywood, they decide that they're going to ignore petitions like that, when really, if you stop thinking about numbers as abstracts and you start thinking about them as people, well, this is a list of the top 10 largest cities in the United States by population 2021. This would be a top 5 city. You have number 5, Phoenix, Arizona, population 1.743 million people. We would have actually displaced that in 6 days with this. Again, that's what wrecking looks like. Really, how many people are going to see this within a month? Within 2 months, after April and beyond? Yeah, again, this stuff, it is crazy, right? But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. Can't say that enough. Want to help out the channel, by the way? We can always use your help too. But if you want to help it out, check out the links in the description. You being here, though, that is the most helpful of all. So thank you. I appreciate you. Until next time, see you soon.